Hi, I'm Sam Kingma. Welcome to March. This month, the Switch's lineup of games may leave you with a lot to be desired, especially considering last month capped off with the double-barrel shotgun blast of Octopath Traveler 2 and Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe both releasing on the same day, as well as a complete stealth release of Metroid Prime Remastered. While this month may lack any Nintendo first-party releases, there are still quite a few interesting ports, sequels, and remasters coming to Switch in March 2023, and here are 6 games you should keep an eye on. First up this month is the upcoming Dead Cells DLC Return to Castlevania. I remember being extremely excited when this crossover was first announced at the Game Awards in 2022, especially since Konami has been dormant in gaming for most of the last 8 years. Dead Cells off the top is already a phenomenal game, with a beautiful pixel art style and devilishly good 2D action combat, and its 3 prior DLCs have a track record of high quality. I'm so excited to see what Motion Twin is able to do with the world of Castlevania when it returns in Dead Cells on March 6th. Oni Road to Be the Mightiest Oni is an action-adventure game coming from first-time game developer Kene Design. The game has a very striking visual art style with a mix of Japanese watercolor and cel shading that just looks wonderful. Obviously, it's borrowing a lot from Breath of the Wild and Zelda in general, but the combat looks to be a bit more complicated, with you having to control both the Oni and his yokai companion to defeat enemies and bosses. Its mix of high-octane enemy encounters mixed with quiet, soothing exploration makes this one to watch out for when it drops on March 8th. Originally a Japanese-only Wii exclusive, Fatal Frame Mask of the Lunar Eclipse is finally seeing an official release stateside with a remaster of the game coming out on March 9th. Fatal Frame is a survival horror series in the same vein as Resident Evil or Silent Hill, but never managed to capture the same kind of popular fanfare. Exchanging gunshots for camera shots, the main form of defending yourself from the ghostly enemies is by taking photos of them with your camera obscura, all while being immersed in an atmospheric, creepy traditional Japanese mansion. Mask of the Lunar Eclipse was also co-directed and co-written by the legendary Suda51 during the No More Heroes heyday, and honestly, I'm just happy to see games like this finally get localized. Can't wait to check it out. And once again, we have another Japanese exclusive game finally getting released officially in the West with The Legend of Heroes Trails to Azure. With this game coming out on the 14th, us lowly Westerners can finally catch up on all of the pre-Cold Steel Trails releases, which is a massive W considering the Trails series' heavily connected plots and overall narrative. In the grand scheme of the series, Azure is widely considered by fans to be in the upper echelon of titles, but I personally suggest playing last year's Trails from Zero re-release first before diving into Azure, because Azure's plot acts primarily as a part 2 and finale to its own arc. So happy to finally get my hands on this one. Remnant from the Ashes is a phenomenal third-person shooter that initially launched in 2019. Mixing together ideas from Souls games and roguelites, Remnant is a unique experience that continues to evolve and expand the more you replay it. The gunplay, cooldown abilities, and gear upgrading is some of the finest gaming has to offer, and I put over 70 hours into the game on Steam. A sequel to Remnant was just announced at last year's Game Awards too, so this port is the perfect opportunity to check out the series for yourself. My highest recommendation for this video, please play it on the 21st. And finally, March's last most intriguing Switch release is none other than Atelier Ryza 3, Alchemist of the End, and the Secret Key. Despite the title being quite the handful, the time I spent with the first Ryza game was some of the most chill, laid-back JRPG vibes a game could ever provide. More focused on potion crafting than monster capping, the game's bright, colorful art style and gorgeous character design is some really ace stuff. It's looking like this third entry will bring the Atelier Ryza sub-series to a close, so make sure to check it out when it drops on March 24th, if you can't play RE4 Remake. And that's all the time we have for this Games Month You Should Check Out video. What did you think? Let us know what Switch games you're excited to play this month in the comments below. This has been Sam Kingma with Nintendo Everything. Peace!